Hey guys, it's Rai here, and I have a Battlefield 4 beta impressions video for you today. I've been playing Battlefield 4 since the beta released, and I've been playing quite a bit of it, have many of the unlocks done. I've been playing both Conquest and Domination game modes, trying to kind of get a real feel for it and do everything I can. I've played all the different classes, flown the helicopters, got into the tanks and gave those a spin. So I feel like I have a really good grasp of the beta. So what you're going to be seeing here is me playing the beta on the Xbox 360 and giving my impressions of it. Now, before I get into discussing the beta itself and the actual game itself, I got to address some of the negativity I've seen from some people out there on Facebook and Twitter and the forums, some of the social networking sites that, if you're stating that this game looks horrible, it doesn't play good at all, I'm crossing it off my list, which a lot of my, Xbox friends I've seen, and Facebook friends, I've seen them saying that. You're not really understanding the point of this here. It's a beta. It's not a demo. It's not a final representation of the game. In fact, even on the Battlefield 3, beta, DICE said it's an older build of the game. It's at least a 4-month-old build. So we can expect that this build is also an older build. That's not actually what they're even testing at DICE. And we've seen them release Xbox 360 gameplay trailers that show that the game's going to look a lot better and a lot more like you would see Battlefield 3 looking like right now on the 360. So, be wary of that. I always say it's a good idea to, before throwing your opinion out there, before voicing some sort of, accusation or opinion about that, do some research on it. Read about it. Watch a couple trailers on it. Find out about it. If you just get in there and play this for an hour and then, post all over Facebook that it's horrible, well, then you're doing not only the gaming community a disservice, but you're doing yourself a disservice because you're losing credibility. And that's just something you don't want to do if you want people to value your opinion. So I've basically given this game a good spin. I wanted to give it a good amount of playtime before I posted anything about it. I'm a big Battlefield fan. I reached level 100 Colonel on Battlefield 3, and I just, figured, okay, this is going to be a game I'm probably going to be sinking my teeth into a lot. The beta's out. Let me give it a spin and try it out. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with it thus far. I like a lot of the changes they're instituting. I'm not worried. I know DICE, when the game comes out, graphics are going to be better, gameplay is going to be better. I understand all that. But the fact that, they really seem to have listened to what the Battlefield community was talking about and had the negative aspects in Battlefield 3, are really kind of gone now. They've really done a great job at kind of taking care of some of those. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. For example, the suppression effect that you used to get, where it made things like sniping impossible. Now that's a lot more reduced. You're really only going to get suppression if you're getting hit with a light machine gun. And thus, you're going to be able to have counter fire back at an enemy. Medic trains now it's going to be a lot tougher to do a medic train now when you get those defibrillators. You actually have to rub the paddles together for a little amount of time before you can go ahead and revive somebody. It's going to make it real tough to get a medic train going when you have that time in between revives. So, and then the tank shell spamming, the way they do the tanks now, where you have 5 shells. The shells, you never run out of shells. They will automatically reload, but there's a reload counter for your inventory. So what will happen is if you run through those 5 shells, it takes a certain amount of time to get a shell back into your inventory, and then there's a timer to go ahead and reload it into the chamber of your main cannon. That makes you more cautious about how you're using your shells. And that's one thing I noticed about this game, more so than in other Battlefield games, is you have to be real cautious of your ammo. Not just of the ammo that you have in your gun, because if you throw away the clip, if you shoot a couple bullets and you have 20 bullets left in the clip and you throw that clip away and reload it, you just lost those 20 bullets. It's not going to get put back into your ammo count. You see that same kind of pattern with a lot of the vehicles as well, and I really like that. I think it gives a more tactical feel to the gameplay that maybe some of the other Battlefield games didn't have. So I think they learned from their misgivings on Battlefield 3. Some of the things the community wanted to see changed have changed, and in a lot of cases, from what I can tell from the beta, for the better. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the new things they put in the game that I really kind of like and enjoy and thought was really cool. Let me start by saying the special weapon pickups. I was worried about this. I didn't want this to turn into a Halo-style game where it seems like everybody would just run to where the rocket launcher was, or run to where the laser was, or run to where that special weapon was, and that would kind of dominate the way the maps played and the games played out. These really don't do that. They are scattered around the map. There's a couple on each map depending on what mode you're playing. But they don't feel overpowered. They do feel like I can get a lot of kills with this weapon, but not to where they're going to dominate the whole map with it. There's a limited ammo count on them. You don't get to run around the whole map the entire time playing with them, but they're a lot of fun to use. And having those type of weapons in the game that you can't get them in your normal kit, they're a lot of fun to use. You get to feel like even with this weapon just for a little bit, you get to be a little overpowered, but it's limited. And that seems like they thought well about the balance of those weapon pickups and how they're going to be used in the games. And I think it really works. In my play sessions with them, I was able to pick a couple of them up. The USAS automatic shotgun, the grenade launcher I got a chance to pick up. They all seem to work really cool and really well. There is a learning curve on using them, but they're a lot of fun, and I think it's balanced well within the game. Another thing is I love how there's so many contextual abilities or contextual map elements in the game. Not just the building falling down, but closing the shutters, for example. Elevators all over the map. Areas of the map where you can, actually, change the map and, have the floor cave or the ceiling cave in. Those types of things really just give a whole new dynamic to the map that I feel Battlefield 3 kind of lost. Battlefield 3 didn't have the destructibility as a Bad Company 2 did. And a lot of that dynamic type of elements really kind of were lost in Battlefield 3. I think with how they're doing it in Battlefield 4, these kind of contextual elements to each different section of the map really plays well into it and gives kind of that feeling back to what we had in the previous Bad Company games. I also like some of the tweaks, for example, the contextual leaning abilities, zeroing into the sniper scopes, the ranges that will show up on the airburst grenade launcher or the laser designator for the sniper class, the recon class. All those seem to work so well and so great together, and it's a lot of fun. They seemingly have really thought things out well and made it a well-rounded kind of game. To sum it up, guys, DICE has done a wonderful job with the beta. It plays great, it's balanced, it's a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out when you get a chance. And if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and be sure to comment. This is RyRy. Thank you and take care.